Alrighty, guys, how's it going? Nurbo here. Hope everyone's having a good day. We're back. Today's gonna be a very, very interesting stream. Oh, my body. I feel so sore. So, we're gonna start today with some news, and then later on we have a fun group activity that we're gonna be doing. So look forward to that. I don't want to keep other people waiting, so I think we're going to try to just jump right into this and get as much of this done as we can. So, that being said, here we go. First thing we got is SAG-AFTRA, CAG-AFTRA, has signed an agreement with AI-powered voice service Ethovox, that it claims will protect performers. The union, which is currently striking to secure better AI protection for its members, said the deal will allow SAG-AFTRA performers to work with Ethovox while ensuring they are protected and compensated fairly. It explains the contract guarantees performers compensation in the form of session fees and ongoing revenue sharing throughout the life of Ethovox's foundational model. SAG-AFTRA National Executive Director and Chief Negotiator Duncan Crabtree in Ireland stated, "Not everyone will want to work with the AI company, and that's understandable. But for those who intend to utilize the opportunities AI offers, it's important that the agreement require companies to secure informed consent and provide a fair compensation." Ethovox was co-founded by voice actor Cece Jones and voice director Julian Kawasnecki. Jones claims actors working for Ethovox have complete control over their digital replicas, complete control of where their digital replicas are deployed, and emphasize that anyone working with the company will be properly compensated. So, nice. I still don't know how that kind of wins the argument of, I mean, I guess AI is going to happen one way or another, so at least this way they're getting a bit more of a fair share. But I just don't see why you would want the AI voice for the same price that you would get the normal voice, right? So, like, I don't know. I don't know how that really works, but if people are happy with that, then I guess so be it. Next up in the news, we have a PlayStation Studio update. Herman Hustle, CEO of Studio Business Group at Sony Interactive Entertainment, put out a statement to SIE, which stands for Sony Interactive Entertainment employees. The statement is in reference to the closing of 2 studios at SIE and can be summarized as follows. As part of our ongoing efforts to strengthen SIE's studio business, we have had... Oh, thanks for the sub. 9 months. Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Where were we? As part of the ongoing effort to strengthen SIE's studio business, we have had to make difficult decisions relating to 2 of our studio, Neon Koi and Firewalk Studios. While mobile remains a priority growth area for the studio business, we are in the very early stages of our mobile efforts. To achieve success in this area, we need to concentrate on titles that are in line with PlayStation Studios' pedigree and have the potential to reach that. And have the potential to reach more players globally. With the refocus approach, Neon Koi will close, so that's gone, and its mobile action game will not be moving forward. Regarding Firewalk Studios, as announced in earlier September, certain aspects of Concord were exceptional, but others did not land with enough players. And as a result, we took the game offline. We have spent considerable time these past few months exploring all other options. After much thought, we have determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. Neo Koi and Firewalk were home to many talented individuals, and we will work to find placement for some of those impacted within our global community of studios where possible. So, yeah, for all those people who thought that was coming back, not so much. That is definitely gone. That being said, it looks like the studios are also shutting down. So bye bye to those studios. Yeah, that's gone for good. That is a bye bye. There was a lot of rumors of that somehow making a comeback. Looks like not so much. What's up, Papa? How you doing in chat? Chad, I did send you your card back, so that should be there. Flipping Sony. Yeah. It almost feels like they didn't really give it too fair of a chance, but what can you do? What can you do? Alright. Next story. Is Activision.
Kazakhstan newsreader or truck starting in -40.
Huh?
Kuskes kush kuskesh kush kurkel
Hi, Chaos.
kurkelis kasus harka darka kardaraka darka haraka darka araka darka marak maraka debi ashmedi badabi shebadi ashedi abalun.
Ah, yes! Kuskesh, kush, kuskesh, kush, kurkel, iskasus. Harka,
God.
darka, kardarka, darka, harka, darka, arka, darka, maraka, debi, ashmedi, badabi, shebadi, ashedi, abalun.
No clue. No fluffing clue. Anyway, Activision quality assurance staff who worked on the just released Call of Duty Black Ops 6 staged a protest against the company's return to work policy. Let me start over. Staff at Activision's quality assurance studio in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, Minnesota, were told to return to the office full-time back in January after years of remote or hybrid working. Last Friday, Eden Prairie staff members took protest action backed by Community Workers of America, CWA. That's the new union that they got going on there, which claims in a statement that the Call of Duty publisher Activision was insisting workers must work in the office, even those with serious medical conditions and doctor recommendations to work from home. An Activision spokesperson told Eurogamer, "We respect our employees' rights to express their point of view. We understand the return to the office has been an adjustment for some. We engage in an interactive process with the employees who request accommodations. This is an ongoing conversation at the bargaining table, and we will continue to discuss our respective interests in that forum." Yeah, well, good luck with that. It's kind of, I hate to say this, but like, I'm not surprised by this. Like, I feel some companies might continue the hybrid remote thing, but I feel like there's a lot of companies that are not going to be okay with continuing that and like are going to be doing what a lot of these game companies have been doing, which is kind of shutting that down. In a way, it also kind of gives them a license to lay a lot of these people off, and that's kind of what's been happening. It's a scary thing for people in remote positions. But I'm not completely surprised by this, you know? Leave Sony alone. Wow, Sony is not no angel, man. Sony is no angel, Chad. I can promise you that. It's raining in Arizona. Send help. Oh my God. You guys get rain? Is this a once a year thing? Fuck Following that, we have PlayStation Plus games for November. So let's go down this list. Here we got all playable as of November 5th. We have Hot Wheels Unleashed Turbocharged PS4, PS5, Ghostwire Tokyo PS5, Death Note Killer Within PS4, PS5. And you have your last chance to download October's games, November 4th. That will be WWE 2K24, Dead Space, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. And that looks to be it. So, yeah, there you go. Yo, Death Note. Yep. Death Note has a game, apparently. I too was surprised by that. It's 54 outside. Are you sure that your thermometer is not broken? Following that news, we have some crazy news here for another indie company. Over 20 million players have played Phasmophobia, reported Kinetic Games on Twitter. That is insane for the level of that game. Honestly, that is a hardcore indie game. And I honestly am shocked that it has reached that many players. That is awesome, though. That is great news for them. And I know they're still continuously iterating that game, but I am kind of excited to see what they come up with next, which might be a Phasmophobia 2, or maybe they come up with something else that's a bit more story-driven. Could be pretty interesting. We'll see. Moving on from that, though, we have some sad news, I guess, for people who played this. An in-game announcement began appearing earlier this week for players of the Elder Scrolls Legends game. That's the card game on pretty much everything. Mostly mobile, I would think. Confirming that the game will be permanently shut down on January 30th, 2025. Although Bethesda has yet to make an official statement outside of the game, the free-to-play deck builder was removed from Steam on November 1st. The iOS and Android versions also appear to be unobtainable anymore from their respective app stores as well. The in-game announcement follows, as Elder Scrolls Legends servers will permanently shut down on January 30, 2024. From now until January 30th, all items in the store and entry into in-game events will be available for 1 gold each, so you can enjoy all the content Legends has to offer. On the date, servers will be shut down and the game will be inaccessible. Thank you for playing, and we hope you enjoyed your time in Legends. So that is going bye-bye. No more Elder Scrolls Legends as of January 30th. And then we have, I believe, our last bit of news, which is pretty awesome, actually. The grand final of the 2024 League of Legends World Championship has created history, ending as the most popular match in esports history. The moment came during the final game of the best of 5 series between Bilibili Gaming and T1, with the series touching a 6.9 million peak viewership. That is record, Brian. No esports to date on any platform anywhere has hit that number. They have broken the record for the highest, for the most amount of viewership at one time. Like peak viewership, basically. So, wow. Shit, was it the championship? Yeah, it was the finals. It was, so the way it works, it's pretty cool. They got like a World Cup thing going on. If you guys have never been into League of Legends, I was into League for a while, so I used to watch these things. But Korea, I believe, gets 3 teams. China gets like 3 teams. Like it's kind of like that. US gets, I think, 2. And they do like an actual like World Cup kind of thing where they go against each other and elimination all the way to the end. This was the final. This was basically Korea versus China. Korea came out on top again. I mean, the best players in the world are in Korea, so no surprise there. But yeah, they came out on top. Apparently, it was a very, very intense game according to the article. So there you go. I have stayed away from League of Legends for a very long time, but yeah, like Tarek is my fave. Were you playing him before the rework? I liked it. It was gosh darn good support. I had a lot of fun. I used to do the jungle a lot. My favorite character was Wukong. They reworked him. He got better for a little while, but then like easily as usual, he got. The thing I don't like about League is that like there's a lot of champions that are just way too overpowered. So champions that I like to play, for example, like Wukong, become useless, and yeah. It's round robin. It's not really round robin. It's based on the tournaments. Like for example, Korea and China usually get 3 teams because of the fact that like they usually come in first and second place, so they secure that 3rd slot. That's why teams like from the South America area will usually get like 2, and so on. I like Warwick. Warwick was another one I liked. They did rework him. He did become very, very good when I used to play. I don't know where the state of any of these champions are now because I don't play anymore. I've also, the reason why I stepped away from it was because like it felt very toxic to keep playing that game. That game was starting to become very toxic, and I stepped away from it. That was another big reason why I stepped away from it. Like, I had to get away from toxicity. Like, that game was by far probably my most toxic game I've ever played. I had a lot of fun clips with it. I tried to have fun with it, but, like, at the end of the day, a lot of people I played with were very, very serious. And a lot of people who play that game are very, very serious. So, it's hard to just jump into it and just have fun, is the sad part. So, yep. That being said, we are now going to jump into the next segment of our news thing. And that is going to be our trailers. So, our first game is a game called Dice Gambit. It's toxic and a lot of salt. Yeah. Like, I can play any game as long as I can keep the toxicity out of it, as you guys have seen. It's when things start to get way too competitive and way too toxic is that becomes an issue for me, and I tend to just bow out and get away. I've learned. I used to, like, deal with the salt and just, like, screw it. I didn't like the way my streams were turning out, so I stepped away. It was also becoming like really hard to get to like play with certain people because like certain people were really good, and then it's like when you had new players wanting to join in and try, they were not very friendly about it. And it's like I kind of get it because people want to rank up, people want to get better at the game, and so like yeah. Is wind blown out? Yes, I believe it is. I haven't tried it yet, Netfader. No, I have not. I'm actually afraid to download it because I feel like if I download it, I'm probably gonna get stuck. I'm gonna get absorbed into it. It's on early access. Oh, that's great. That's an even bigger reason for me to like maybe stay away from it a little bit. Because then maybe when I finally jump in, there'll be a lot more quality of life stuff in it. The next game is an interesting one. This is a game called Moon Mystery. But it's so good. I believe you. I really do. I really do. I'm not gonna lie to you, on the subject of League of Legends though, a part of me is curious if I still got it. if I can still really play that game. But a part of me is like, no, don't go down the rabbit hole again. Don't do it. League of Legends, ew, exactly. Looks interesting. Looks interesting. Looks like they're trying to kind of get a little bit of a prey thing going on, but I think they're going more on the psychological aspect. Next game is a game called Dynasty Warriors Origins. Play Smite. Never played Smite. What is going on here?
Trust in me. Very well. And now's the time for our attack.
Not gonna lie to you, like I've never played any of these games, but this looks crazy. Just charging in with a fleet of enemies. I've played a game like this though. If anyone remembers 99 Nights. I played those games. Those games were fun. Curl loves them. Yeah, I've seen him play a couple of these. The Fate series one, the One Piece one. There you go, January 2025. Got to see a little bit of the gameplay of it now. Next up is a game called Vampire Story: A Bat's Tale.
Hello.
No visitors.
Why do we need to recruit an
You wanna play it again?
insane
I play League of Legends. I know I've seen you online on Discord playing it. I really don't want to. Honestly, I want to fight it. I want to fight the urge, and it's been pretty easy to avoid because I just remember all the toxicity, and it's really easy to stay away. My cousin bought Hyrule Warriors. Oh, I've heard of that one too. Interesting. Next up, we have. I thought this was kind of crazy actually, because this is pretty huge in scale. But here is Xenoblade Chronicles X. Definitive edition, by the way. This is basically a remastered.
Well, here we are. Not too shabby, huh? For a giant beached spaceship, anyway. But, like it or not, this place is our home now. We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira, come what may.
I still gotta play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but this is kind of awesome that they remade this.
Was our beautiful lie to ourselves. truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
Is that a point? And
Fancy
quick
seeing
adventure.
you.
Oh, the vampire one? Yeah, look that way. It looked interesting to me. I don't usually click on those, but that one looked pretty interesting to me. Next up. Yeah, I like the Xenoblade Chronicles games, so that looks interesting to me. Because, like, that's technically, I think, like a side story in a whole different parallel universe, whatever. And, like, but yeah, it looks pretty good. It's just basically more Xenoblade. Next up, we have an event trailer to a game that a couple people I know have this game and are probably excited for this. So here is the Outlast Trials, the Geister Limited. What's the name of this? Did you see Nintendo Music? I did see that. I don't know how I feel about that. I've never really been into Nintendo game music like that, but
Evolving.
I know a couple people who might want that.
The test subjects' dreams are diverging. We need to bring Project Geister back.
This looks so crazy. He just kicked the crap out of him. Oh my god. Ah, there you go for all you Outlast people. You got a new event coming. This game is crazy. Yeah, it's definitely been filling the itch for a lot of people who've been wanting another Outlast game. This next game is a game called Flint, Treasure of Oblivion.
Welcome to this sneak peek of Flint, Treasure of Oblivion, where you can find out more about the game's world and gameplay. Developed by Savage Level, Flint, Treasure of Oblivion is a tactical RPG set in the golden age of piracy. In the role of Captain Flint, players lead their crew on an adventure that will take them to both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. With a strong narrative dimension inspired by comic art, this title pays tribute to the historical period, as well as role-playing and board games. Along with his first mate Billy Bones, Captain Flint takes to the seas in search of a mysterious treasure, while he is drawn by the call of the unknown. He has no idea yet that the adventure he is embarking on will offer him a chance to escape the fate he is trapped in. Confronted by the English and Spanish navies, Flint will need to recruit a number of crew members for the journey ahead. He will also cross paths with several historical pirate figures who will help him on his quest. Developed using Unreal Engine 5, Flint, Treasure of Oblivion will take players through various environments along an adventure beginning in Saint Malo, France,
Billy Bones.
and ending in the lush jungles of Central America.
Yeah,
Players will
they
be
did
able
say
to explore
historical. There's gonna be some
detail-rich,
historical stuff in
one-of-a-kind
this.
locations, including disreputable taverns, jails, colonial towns, and lost temples. Centered around a comic-inspired narrative thread, the game uses graphic elements like comic panels and bubbles to bring the many dialogue sequences to life.
This is smart. Like a lot of these games, they just
Flint Treasure of Oblivion
let you
combines real-time
keep looking at the
exploration
game at a
and
top down
turn-based
and just do
tactical
like
By exploring the
text
levels,
bubbles
you can
and that's
open
it.
different dimensions
The
of
comic
game.
thing is pretty
First, you will get a
smart
chance to talk with some
to
of the
make it feel
inhabitants to progress
more
through the story while unlocking additional
immersive,
quests.
I guess,
You
or
will also be able
more
to discover various items in the form of cards.
more understandable,
These will
easier
be
to
of two
take in.
kinds: unique, story-related items, or items that can be used in combat. Like any pirate captain worth their salt, players will need to share out the loot among their crew to enable
Salt
its
is a
members to
thing,
use
nice.
weapons, muskets, pistols, swords, and level up.
That's funny.
Defense, luck, dexterity, health, etc. Through the playing card system, players will be able to use accessories, skills, and attributes in both exploration and combat phases. They simply choose the relevant cards from the deck they will have collected.
Also interesting combat system.
Before setting off to explore, you will need to assemble a diverse team by
That's so
choosing
cute.
from the pirates you have recruited in the various classes, each with their own specific skill set, including helmsmen, doctors, cooks, and freebooters. Different sailors can complement each other, and players will be able to perform combos with two members of the same class. In combat, you will need to turn the environment to your advantage by exploiting the location's topography and any possible interactions. Dropping down from a height, knocking enemies over, or rolling barrels, for instance, may well give you a decisive edge. As for the game's role-playing dimension, it plays an important part as each combat action will depend on a luck factor that influences the outcome of dice rolls. Remember that this game mechanic will also play a part in exploration phases. Flint, Treasure of Oblivion will invite players to step into an exciting world of piracy built on historical research, role-playing mechanics, and an original narrative approach.
November 14th, really soon. Microids. Oh, it's not bad looking for a little indie thing. Next up, we have a game. Oh, that's interesting. Apparently the trailer to this game is gone. Rip that one. Following that one up, we have another game called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, which I believe is a remake of the old Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. Extreme Elements knows, Cooge. Don't fight it.
Are you there, Rangers?
I'm doing alright. It's been a long day. Feel really tired. Tomorrow my car part comes in, finally getting that fixed. It's been way too long.
Go Power Rangers!
I never played this one. I'll be honest with you. I think I was aware of it, but I never played it. I did play the movie game. If any of you guys remember the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie game for like, I think it was on Nintendo as well, but I had it for the Sega Genesis.
We need Megazord power now!
That's enough out of you!
December 10th. With Ivan Ooze. Yeah, I think that was the bad guy. It was like they were like sludge creatures. Next up, we have a game. This is kind of actually an expansion pass, but here we go. This is Disney Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Vale. I watched that movie so much. Yeah, when I was a kid, I watched it a lot too.
Lately, life here hasn't been so happily ever after. But it wasn't always
And the
like
Angers
this.
had lips.
Once upon a time,
What?
the Storybook Vale was a land made up of legendary stories, where myths and fairy tales sprang to life. Until one day, powerful villains stole it away.
Oh,
and
Rangers,
twisted it
okay.
to their image. But their wicked nature didn't keep them friendly for long. Their hunger for power tore the veil apart. But all is not lost forever. Explore this magical world floating in the sky. Discover an enchanted artifact. Capture treasured tales that have taken on a life of their own. Unravel mythic riddles and reveal their hidden secrets.
I can't tell if this is a game meant for kids or if it's a game meant for Kingdom Hearts fans. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure.
Disney Dreamlight Valley. The Storybook Vale, Part 1, launches November 20.
All right. There you go. Next game is an extremely interesting one. I'll say that much. This one is called the Animal Use Protocol. He's got a Tamagotchi on his back. That is definitely like one of those weird spoopy games. Peter made this game. I have a feeling it's gonna be some crazy thing where like robots are doing some kind of experimentation there or something, or maybe there's a monster. It's definitely a spoopy game, that's for sure. The next game is a game that is probably best played on mobile, but so I don't normally do these, but it's hard not to acknowledge this game. So here is the Pokemon trading card game Pocket. Keep my hair name out of my mouth. Kingdom Hearts is my jam. Maybe Dreamlight Valley is for you then. Oh man. Tell me they're not selling digital cards now. Oh, you can 100% guarantee that that's gonna happen, Romeo. Like Zombie, come on, man, come on. You know that's gonna happen. You know it's a trading card game. Like it's gonna happen. It's just like Magic and every other digital card game. You know people are gonna blow a shit ton of money on that. Like it's gonna happen. They're going to make a killing off that. The fact that it took them so long to do this is amazing. But it's going to happen. Next up, we were actually just talking about this earlier. Here is a game called Death Note Killer Within.
Peggy 12.
Which is kind of interesting of a game, to be honest. It's kind of an isometric game, sort of. This is good. This is crazy. So, you know Among Us? It's kind of the same concept as Among Us, except you're basically going around trying to collect each other's personal information to then write their names in the Death Note and get them killed. The bluff was just made by Lego? No, it wasn't. I'll be right back. I gotta go watch the baby, but enjoy the trailer. I'll actually queue up the next one too while I'm at it. For any of you guys who didn't understand that date, that is November 5th. just so you know, that's November 5th, not May. This game seems like an interesting twist on the Among Us formula, which we have not seen lately. So, I think that's pretty cool what they did there. Next up, because like the biggest, most interesting thing there about that is that it's like it's not like, oh, I saw you next to the body. It's not. It doesn't work that way. It's like you gather information, then you go and hide and write inside your book. So when you see the person get murdered or you find the body, it's like, doesn't matter who's next to them. Doesn't really necessarily incriminate them. You know what I mean? Like it's a very interesting twist. Next up is a game called Thrive. Heavy Lies the Crown.
I've been waiting for this.
Heavy Lies the Crown. I'm sorry.
Name for myself, yeah. I don't think you guys walk away from this.
Enjoy this. I'll be right back.
What happened here today.
It's been 2 months since the fall of Aldemar. You gathered up the survivors and set forth toward a new home. Nissamor is the future, a land thought to be free from the terrors of the past. You've established a settlement here, consulted your loyal advisors. They may be wise, but none can deny their own self-interests. In the end, you alone must define your rule. In the shadows, the Walgrim returns. The plague and decay you've tried to outrun. There are those that see the potential of harnessing the ancient power, and those with the fortitude to rise above it, finding strength in the light. Some may make sacrifices in order to survive, made out of desperation, or for the strategic upper hand. But whatever may come, you will not fear it. Let it in. The Walgrim calls to you. Now is your time. This is your land, your kingdom. There is no going back.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Like a fantasy settlers type of game. Pretty cool. Next up, we have a game called
Rated E10.
A game called Snow Brothers Wonderland.
And for ages 10 and up.
Yeah, there you go. Weird little mascot platformer. Don't get many of those, honestly. Yeah, more than that I can play this game. Taking questions for today's interview test on Friday. It's not something we get a lot of, so it's nice to see one of those pop up every now and then. Next up, I've never played any of these. I have watched the anime on this one, and I believe this one is that anime. I might be wrong though. But here is Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake.
Long have we waited. So long.
I think this is the Dai one, right? Where the main character is Dai? Because I've been watching the anime on this one. I believe it's this one. I might be wrong. The main character looks like Dai, but maybe I'm mistaken. This will be our last trailer of the day too, by the way, because it looks like our people are ready for today's special game. So I'm going to be joining them right after this trailer. And we got something special for you all.
You know that to stand against mighty Barabas is to throw away your life. And yet you still came.
Surely one such as you will be able to deliver us from the menace of the Archfiend.
You must gather the orbs and take them to the shrine of the Everbird.
Use my blades to bring peace to the world.
You know literature. I won't make you suffer much.
The time of departure is upon us. Venture forth and do what must be done.
Listen well, child of Ortega. The light will return. Of that I am sure.
Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Available November 14th.
That's a title, isn't it? Maybe it's not Dai. I don't remember which one is Dai, but yeah, I've watched that anime a little bit. I haven't finished it, I don't think. So, pretty good, pretty good. Alrighty. Alrighty. What's up, Grim Shadow? How you doing? I got a couple of shoutouts to do while everyone else is getting ready, and I will be joining them all very, very shortly.